This deliberate deception demands the maximum penalty. I therefore sentence you to 15 years in state prison.
The courtroom went completely silent after the woman said 6 words. Just a janitor. Relax. The audience froze. A few people actually gasped. Across the courtroom, a tired 61-year-old school janitor slowly lowered his eyes in humiliation. Judge Judy? She didn't look shocked. She looked angry. What that arrogant businesswoman didn't realize was that the quiet janitor she mocked had spent over 30 years serving his community while secretly carrying a story powerful enough to destroy her entire image in front of millions of viewers, in front of millions. Before the case ended, woman who laughed at him would leave the courtroom in tears. Before we begin, comment below where you're watching from. Subscribe for more unbelievable courtroom stories where arrogance meets instant karma. Now let's begin. It was a Wednesday afternoon in Judge Judy's courtroom. Plaintiff was Samuel Carter, a 61-year-old high school janitor suing luxury real estate agent Nicole Whitmore for public harassment, damaged property and unpaid repair costs. Keith says Samuel stood quietly beside the plaintiff's table, grey uniform, worn out shoes, keen reading glasses hanging from his shirt collar. He looked nervous being in court, not weak, just humble. Across from him sat Nicole Whitmore, perfect makeup, designer handbag, expensive black blazer, type of person who looked like she measured human value based on income. Cool. She crossed her legs and stared at Samuel with visible annoyance. His existence offended her. Judge Judy opened the case file. Mr. Carter claims the defendant damaged his cleaning equipment and publicly insulted him during an incident at a luxury at a luxury apartment building. Nicole immediately laughed softly. Your Honor, this is ridiculous. Judge Judy looked up sharply. Did I ask you to speak? Cole's smile faded slightly. Samuel carefully adjusted the papers in his hands. Judy nodded toward him. Tell me what happened. Samuel cleared his throat. Clean Jefferson Heights High School during the day, Your Honor. At night, work part-time cleaning luxury apartment buildings. Judge Judy nodded. 2 jobs? Samuel smiled weakly. Bills don't stop at 60. The courtroom became quiet. Will continued. 3 weeks ago, I was cleaning the lobby at one of Mrs. Whitmore's apartment properties. Conked? Yes. Nicole rolled her eyes already. Samuel looked uncomfortable, but continued. She came through the lobby while I was mopping. And? Samuel hesitated slightly. She got angry because the floor was wet. Nicole interrupted instantly. Because he blocked the entrance. Judge Judy held up her hand. Talk when I ask. Nicole leaned back angrily. Samuel continued quietly. Apologized and offered to move the equipment. But she started yelling. Judy looked toward Nicole. Did you? Nicole shrugged carelessly. May have raised my voice. Samuel swallowed hard. She called me slow. She called me useless. And then he paused. The courtroom was completely silent now, she said. You're just a janitor. Judy's expression hardened immediately. Samuel looked embarrassed, even repeating it out loud. Nicole smirked slightly. Well, he is a janitor. The audience groaned quietly. Judy slowly removed her glasses. Dangerous sign. Mrs. More? That statement tells me far more about you than him. Kill. Nicole crossed her arms. Oh, please. Everyone's acting like I committed a crime. Samuel opened a small folder carefully. I brought photos, Your Honour. Bailiff handed them over. The courtroom screens lit up. Broken industrial floor buffer. Cleaning supplies dumped across marble flooring. Snapped mop handle. Judge Judy stared at the damage. What happened here? Samuel looked down. She kicked the bucket. Nicole immediately laughed in disbelief. Oh my God! It tipped over. Accidentally. Samuel shook his head quietly. No, ma'am. Kicked it because your shoes got wet. The audience murmured again. Judy looked directly at Nicole. Did you damage his equipment? Nicole sighed dramatically. It was old equipment anyway. Samuel finally looked hurt. That machine took me 2 years to afford. Silence. Judge Judy looked toward Samuel. You paid for it yourself? Yes, Your Honour. How much? For 700 pounds. Nicole's eyes widened. For a floor cleaner? Samuel nodded quietly. I work hard. Judge Judy looked disgusted now. Know what amazes me? Nicole stayed silent. People who've never struggled financially are always shocked by the price of honest work. The audience clapped softly. Nicole rolled her eyes again. This is becoming emotional manipulation. Judge Judy instantly snapped. No. What's becoming clear is your complete lack of respect for working people. Cole looked offended. I employ dozens of workers. Judge Judy leaned forward. Yet, somehow you still don't value them. The courtroom became tense again. Samuel slowly pulled out another paper. A write-up from my second job. Judge Judy examined it carefully. Because Samuel's cleaning equipment was destroyed, he couldn't complete his assigned shift. He lost 2 weeks of income. Judge Judy looked up sharply. You lost work because of this? Samuel nodded. I support my wife. Quivering from cancer treatments, the courtroom fell completely silent. Cole's expression changed slightly. For the first time all day, she looked uncomfortable. Samuel continued quietly. Never asked anyone for help in my life. I work every day. Clean classrooms after students leave. Scrub floors people walk on without noticing. Trash nobody wants to touch. And I do it proudly. Voice cracked slightly. Nobody deserves to be treated like garbage for doing honest work. Several people in the audience wiped tears from their eyes. Judge Judy nodded slowly. Well said. Nicole looked down awkwardly. Judge Judy turned back toward her. Do you know something, Mrs. Whitmore? Golda, get. The more respect I have for janitors. Nicole stayed silent. Judge Judy continued. 'Tis because society falls apart without people willing to do difficult jobs. You walk into clean buildings every day because somebody worked while nobody was watching. Geese? The courtroom applauded quietly. Nicole looked embarrassed now. Judge Judy wasn't finished. You mocked this man because of his uniform. But his character is worth more than your entire designer wardrobe. The audience erupted. Nicole's face turned bright red. That's unfair. No, Judy interrupted sharply. Care. What's unfair is a 61-year-old man working 2 jobs while being humiliated by someone who thinks kindness is optional. Cole finally looked shaken. Judge Judy examined the repair estimates. Equipment damages, lost wages, medical stress documentation from Samuel's wife. She delivered the verdict. I find fully in favour of the plaintiff. $4. $700 for damaged equipment and dollars. $500 for lost wages. $0 for public humiliation and reckless conduct. Total judgment, $13,200. Nicole looked stunned. That's insane! Judge Judy pointed directly at Samuel. No, what's insane is humiliating good people because they earn an honest living. Complete silence. Judge Judy leaned forward one final time. Called him just a janitor. But let me explain something to you. Person's job title does not determine their value. Character does. Pointed toward Samuel. This man worked his entire life with dignity. Walked into this courtroom with money and left looking poor. Set. Nicole looked completely destroyed. Samuel quietly wiped tears from his eyes. Judy softened her voice slightly. Mr. Carter, I saying, be ashamed of honest work. Samuel smiled emotionally. Thank you, Your Honour. Judge Judy closed the file. Case closed.